How's it going, guys? Welcome to my channel. I am going to do a different sort of video today. I just have been waiting for the right moment when everything felt just so. So anyway, I am going to do a recipe. I'm going to use this gorgeous beauty as my recipe holder. And I am going to use the Every Day is a Fresh Start 60-page Happy Notes notebook made by the Happy Planner. So I can take that off now. And I have set this up. So I already did a video on this when I got it. This is made by the House of Flynn. It is the Playa leather and canvas traveler's wallet. You can see my video if you want to look at this one and the other one I got. So I want to use this as basically my recipe binder. I'll just show you real quick. It unzips just like that. Focus. There you go. And then this is the wristlet that comes with it. And this notebook just slips right in, and you can close it. That is, I have papers in here, and I'll do a flip through of this for you real quick. And that's the top. That is the bottom, how thick it looks. And then this is the back. So it does bulk it up a little bit. Obviously, as you can see, it closes just fine. And then this cute little wristlet just pops right on the back here, just like so. Okay? Okay, and I also got out some colored pencils and washi tape, some Tim Holtz scissors. I was using my other pair downstairs, so I just used those. Washi tape cutting card, whatever you like to use for that. And then this is just one of my myriad of recipe books. So this is just my Hello Kitty one. I have my most precious recipes in this binder. And yeah, I don't mind sharing recipes, but you know, but I don't like to leave this out anywhere, so, because it's just irreplaceable, so, anyway, you know, I'm just so attached to all of the people that, over the years, we've made recipes together, basically, so, anyway, alright. There is a letter from my older sister and a letter from my mom. Anyway, all that. But I am just gonna pick out a recipe. I think I know which one I want. Yes. Okay, so I'm just gonna flip to that page. Because I have a lot of, like, letters also in this with addresses, so I didn't want to expose the privacy of myself and my friends and family, etc. So, this is one of my most oldest recipes right here. And my mom, she cooked, but she didn't like to cook. She was a businesswoman, so, the lady who taught me how to cook, actually, her name was Kaoru, and she is a very kind Japanese lady. I also have her artwork in my house. Yeah, so, anyway, she is an old friend of mine's mom, so that's how I know her. And, anyway, she taught me how to cook, so this recipe card... I think I was like 16 or 17 years old when I wrote this with her in her kitchen. right by Shore Breaks. Yeah. That would be in Kailua. And I think a lot of people might like this recipe. I have several of hers because, like I said, she taught me how to cook. This is Yatsumi Zuki, and this is mango bread. I have just all different kinds. So I think we're going to do this one because it's simple, and I think a lot of people will like it. So that is what my plan is for the day. And I picked this up years ago. Here locally, actually, at the Sanrio store. They have since closed. Hopefully they'll open back up one day. You never know. I used to have one very close to me, but you can always order online. So, anyway. Yeah, you can't go wrong with Hello Kitty, in my humble opinion. So, it's the spot. I'm drinking a nice peach water. Yum yum. And I have a little boo-boo on my finger. So I don't want to, like, get all that blood on my new cut planner cover. Because it's bleeding a little. Owie. Anyway, okay. So let me just quickly show you this notebook. So, just like my other Happynichi, this is going to be my Happynichi recipe binder. And that is my 007 top secret thing that I was going to do with this particular one. I thought it would be a nice way to preserve my most precious recipes, like this one, and keep them all together. Although I do have them all together, but make them decorative and fun, and just revive them and bring them a whole new life. As it were. So here we go. I have made my dividers as usual, and I have actually only made 3 dividers with names on them. I just used I'll show you, my little P-Touch Brother label maker to make my labels. It's super simple like that. And I decided to go ahead and make this an aquatic theme, and off of the same vein that I did my Happynichi in, I like to make cover pages for each section. I've only named 3 sections, but I've made quite a few sections, so I can just add to it as I go along. And then, so this section here I've named chef d'oeuvre, which just means masterpiece, like your main dish. This right here is just a protective cover, as it were. That's how I'd like to do it. And as you can see, it's a total aquatic theme. Beach, waves, salt life. Yes, that's right. I don't think it has to be necessarily food to do the decoration. You know what I mean? So I decided to make it an aquatic theme recipe planner book. So anyway, chef d'oeuvre, my main dishes, basically. And then more waves. And basically I just, because most of the papers were not double-sided except 2 or 3. So I just used, some of these are cardstock, some of them are just scrapbook paper, the thin kind. And I'll probably add in acetate and vellum later. So, yeah, and I just used double-sided tape to go over it. And I've just added a few dot grid pages. This one is accoutrement, so side dishes. And then paper. This side, the mermaid scales. The more dot grid paper. Coral reef. This section I named delicacies. And so that is basically all your desserts and your sweets and everything. And I have starfish on this side. And then more dot grid paper. And I have gone ahead and sketched out a little loaf of bread. Since we're going to do mango bread. thought that would be fun. Maybe one day I will, because I have printers, photo printers, behind me here, all set up. They are quite lovely, but I just wanted to sketch that out. And when I go to make this recipe, I will definitely take a picture and then I will print it out and add it to this somehow. Even if I have to add an extra paper and decorate the other side, that's cool. Whatever. However I want to roll. And then I haven't named any of the rest of the sections. But those are the main sections that we use, frankly. So... And I think I'll name this too. Like my recipe book, I'll call it like Ono Grinds or something like that. And I'll put some little alpha letters in the front. That'll be cute. I like that. That's how I roll. I mean, whatever I feel like doing, I just do it, you know. Because basically these words I'm using French and whatever. You know, some Pidgin Hawaiian. However I like to roll. That's what I do. Because I am part French after all, you know. So, these are cute little, like, Finding Dory or Nemo. Seahorses. Mermaid scales. Shells. Seashells. Fish. And I did put washi on this side because... I was testing out how I wanted to punch the paper and which punch I was going to use, etc. So that way they would all be the same size. Bubbles. Washi again on that side. More mermaid scales. More seashells. Mermaids. More Finding Dory, Finding Nemo. The whale. Turtle, the snapper turtles, and then these cute little kawaii kitty cat ice cream cones. How cute. And then I just put a piece of plain cardstock on here, and then I like to keep a protective layer in the back, especially since I can put things back here, and these are the pockets, and not the actual back cover, which is just, I slid that right in there. So, that is that. And I am just going to set this to the side while we work on the recipe. So, let's see what we're going to do. Because I have never done this on camera before. So, and to sketch this out, I just used, I need a piece of charcoal, but I don't have one at the moment. So, I just used this colored pencil. It's just a plain pencil from one of my sets. I have a few sets of colored pencils. And then I thought I would color it in because mango bread is going to be like an orangey, like brown color when it cooks. So I thought these colors would be nice to use. So I will color this in off camera, obviously. So just showing you a little bit of how this color looks. But I thought, as you can see, that's a nice color for that kind of bread, for this kind of bread. And then I thought I would just tinge in a little bit. This is a cross between brown and orange, this particular color. This is just Kimberly watercolor. This is called terracotta. And I might actually watercolor this in. We'll see. You don't have to. And all that consists of is my spray bottle and my little paintbrush. Basically. And then I thought we could, all my colored pencils that I have in my drawer that I pulled, because I pulled several, they're all watercolor pencils because That's what I like. And they're all different brands. I have a regular pencil there. And then over there, which you can't see, hanging up in a little cute container from the Container Store, I have colored pencils, regular ones, over there. But I don't normally use those, so. But like if you mix in these colors, you see I've added a tinge of that orange. Because you know, mangoes are like green, orange, you know what they look like. And that's how the bread turns out. Mango is like my favorite fruit. So, anyway, okay. So let me just play with this off camera and then I shall return to actually do the recipe on the card. Okay, so all I've done actually is taken my spray bottle and I spritzed it and check out what it did. So I like it like that, so I'm just going to get my craft tool and dry it just like that. I didn't even use the paintbrush, so I think it's totally fabulous. Okay, here we go. So, this is my loaf mango bread. And I am no Picasso, but hey, I drew it myself. So, I think that's totally cool, and I like doing it. And this is for my family, so why not? You know? But yes, for sure I will add a picture of the actual mango bread in there once I do make it. So, but I want it to be my food that I actually cook. A picture of it, I mean, and not someone else's. So that's just me. That's how I prefer to do it. So not that it's wrong to do it another way, but I just prefer that. So that is how I'm going to do it. I was going to do a different recipe that I do have a picture of, but I really wanted to do this one first. It's very sentimental to me, so. Okay. Oh, there's a little extra piece of washi there. Alright, and your paper does get wrinkled, so if that bothers you, definitely don't use watercolor. You know what I mean? Okay, so I'm going to use my High-Tech Cicoletto, and I'm going to use black ink in 0.3 extreme close-up. But that way you can see me writing. I think it's cool to watch people writing. Personally, I like it. So, I think we will center this. Mango bread. Okay. Can you see that good? Yes, I write my E's differently, to say the least, for most people, but that's how I roll. So, okay, this calls for 2 cups of flour, 1 1/2 cup of sugar, 3/4 cup of oil. I usually use olive oil. You use whatever oil you like. 4 teaspoons vanilla. Now you can use any kind of vanilla you want, or the powdered kind of vanilla. 3 large or 4 medium eggs. Two cups diced or pureed mango. Used to be able to get those right off the tree in the yard, you know what I mean? I don't know if you have any mango trees near you, but everybody shares, well, at least back in the day. We share our fruit from our trees, obviously. Coconuts, whatever. 2 cups, like I said, diced or pureed puree mango. Okay, now I've written a little bit large, and this card is wider, as you can see, than the half sheets. So I'm going to keep going down the line. And I'm not skipping any spaces here. I did skip a space between mango bread and the ingredients, and I did not write ingredients down. But anyway, 2 teaspoons. And as you can see, when I was a young girl, I put teaspoon as TS. Now, obviously, I write TSP. But these are my first cooking experiences ever, so you know what I mean. I used to work in that Japanese restaurant that was by Times Supermarket in Hawaii. That was like my first job ever. And I didn't know what any of the food was. This is when we first moved there. So, like, I was cute enough to be able to get away with this. And I would go up to the table with all the food. And I would say, okay, guys, pick your food. Which plate is whose, you know. And because I didn't know what was what back then. But I don't know if I could get away with that now. But back then, people, I don't know. I'm sure people are pretty cool, but it's been a while since I've done that. I'm not going to tell you how old I am, but, yeah. Wouldn't you like to know? Okay. 3 teaspoons cinnamon. 1 teaspoon of salt. 2 cups of chopped nuts, whatever you like. Hence, that's what those are. Those are my chopped nuts. Okay, so that is the entire ingredient list, and I am just going to write out the directions now. Preheat oven to 350. That way you guys can write it down if you want to. Preheat oven to 350 degrees, period. I think I can just start a new line here. Well, it doesn't matter. I'll just do it like I have it. Mix mango. I remember sitting at the kitchen table doing this with Kaoru. Sugar, as she actually made this bread. Taught me how to cook it, to make it. Oil. Nuts. And then it says mix dry ingredients together. Gradually add dry ingredients to mango. But food definitely tells a story, and it brings a lot of memory to mango mixture. Memories back for me. I've always been that way. Always, obviously, because I was like 16, 17. Probably 17 by then when we did this. Maybe 16. No, had to be 17. Yeah. Anyway, then it says add vanilla. And then bake in a loaf pan. Sprayed with Pam, but I'm going to say with olive oil because that's what I use now. You know, they have those sprayer bottles. I have one. Had one for years. Bake in a loaf pan sprayed with olive oil until outer of cake is tested clean. Should say bread, but I wrote cake, and I wrote cake there too. Oh well. Clean for 30 to 60 minutes, depending on pan size. Okay, and that's everything on that. So that's cool. Now I have a little space right here. So I also have that Polaroid zip. Focus. I have that Polaroid zip camera. So I could go in with that too. And that would definitely fit right here. But we'll see. I was thinking about using my mono, but I decided to go with the Coletto. So, alright, this is my first recipe on film for my new Ono Grinds recipe book. How much fun is that? So I'll put this right here under delicacies. Just like that. Oh, goodness. It's so adorable. I just can't even. Can you not? Okay. So, really like the way this turned out. I've tilted the lamp down so you see the glare here because this is a transparency. It's, excuse me, craft plastic that I make my dividers out of. And this is just the Happy Planner, Happynichi recipe planner cover that it comes with, the Happy Notes. So, but that way at least you could read. I put sticker letters on here. It says Ono Grinds. So I think that's totally fabulous. So then I have some French influences here, and lineage is a whole nother story. But anyway, I'm so into all that kind of thing. But yeah, I was not born on the islands, but we moved there when I was very young, when we were all so very young. And just at that age, you really take in a lot of your influences in life that you carry with you when you are that age. So I was 16 years old, like I said. So anyway, home is where your heart is, and that's where my heart lives. It always has. So anyway, that being said, that is why I chose to call my recipe Happynichi Ono Grinds. So, because we do eat a lot of, and I cook it myself. It's a lot of work, but if you go way back on my Instagram, like a couple years back, you'll see I was making manapulas. And that, my friends, woohoo! Sometimes you just have to have it. But I made mine with beef brisket and the char siu. I just used the meat beef brisket because I don't eat pork. So I make mine with beef. So anyway, but we're talking hours and hours of cooking. I'm just saying. So anyway, but it is well worth it in the end. So, but the recipe that I did for you guys, this is super fast and easy. I've made this too. It's been a while, so I'm looking forward to making this again, and I certainly will, by all means. It's super delicious, and if you want to take a screenshot, if you're interested, there is the recipe there. I'm sure you can find it online too. But some people like banana bread, but this is my jam, my mango bread. So anyway, all right, guys, and that is everything. I hope that you like this video, and I hope that you do consider subscribing to my channel. I thank you kindly for watching and listening to me talk all my stories. So I find this very relaxing, doing my Happynichi and my recipe Happynichi, and I really enjoy making these videos for you. So take care, and I hope this inspires you guys to plan or make a recipe Happynichi for yourself. And I hope you have a great day. Okay, guys, thanks again so kindly for watching. Peace.